with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News Nowcast.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. I'm Molly Samora. We begin this morning with breaking news from across the pond. Prince Philip has died. The 99-year-old husband of Queen Elizabeth has been admitted to the hospital many times in the past 10 years. His most recent stay ended in March and lasted a month. He received a medical procedure for his heart during that visit. The Dukes of Edinburgh was born as the Prince of Greece and Denmark in 1921. He married Queen Elizabeth in 1947. He was the father to Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrews, and Prince Edward. Prince Philip was the oldest serving royal consort. He was known for his love of painting, horses, flying, and sailing. Philip died from unknown causes at Windsor Castle. He would have been turned 100 years old on June 10th. Here's the very latest on a developing story we've been following through the overnight hours. Crews have been fighting two huge fires. Some of the firefighters involved say they haven't seen one like this bad in our area in years. One of the fires broke out just as the Forest Service was doing a controlled burn in the Allegheny National Forest, trying to prevent this sort of thing from happening. The first calls for this one came in around noon Thursday. A fire along Cumham Hill Road near Tidioute. The flames grew through the day, and by last night, the fire had consumed at least 100 acres just east of the Allegheny River. Some people who live in that area have been unable to go back to their homes, but so far, no reports of any injuries. Local firefighters have been helping from state DCNR as well as the National Forest Service. They say the strong winds have made the firefight especially difficult. And while that firefight was going on, another brush fire broke out in Warren, this one off of Hemlock Road. They brought in crews from as far as New York State to help take this one on. It burned at least 140 acres. The windy conditions also a big factor here. These fires, just the latest in a busy spring season as far as brush fires go here at home. Officials are asking that people avoid outdoor burning until the conditions improve. Still no official word on how these fires started. We'll continue to monitor the situation throughout the rest of the day. And we're coming off a deadly stretch on local roadways with 2 people killed in a pair of Thursday crashes. One happened yesterday afternoon in Crawford County's Bloomfield Township. An SUV collided head-on with a Mack truck. State police say a 32-year-old Union City woman was driving the SUV. She wound up with what they're calling non-life-threatening injuries. A 34-year-old passenger was killed. That investigation continues. Meantime, we have new information on another deadly crash. This one happened around 5:30 along Depot Road in Harbor Creek. State police have now identified the victim as 47-year-old Paul McNulton of Northeast. They say he lost control of his motorcycle and collided with a pickup truck headed in the opposite direction. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Even as Pennsylvanians expand its COVID-19 vaccine eligibility, our state's vaccine rollout ranking is dropping. According to the state health department, Pennsylvania has distributed just under 6 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine. About 4 million people have received at least their first dose. Just over 2 million are fully vaccinated. But Pennsylvania's 35.4% vaccine rates dropped us to 14th in the U.S. We have been ranked as high as number 11. The state's currently averaging about 83,000 vaccines per day. The number of Pennsylvanians in the hospital with COVID-19, that's going back up after bottoming out in mid-March. New this morning, some vaccination sites in North Carolina have stopped using the Johnson & Johnson COVID shots. Officials say the vaccine has put on hold after a small number of people had adverse reactions after getting the vaccine Thursday. This includes dizziness, nausea, and low blood pressure. The move came a day after a site in Colorado paused its operations for the same reason. County and state health leaders in North Carolina say they'll work with the CDC to figure out where the doses were manufactured and if the reactions are normal. Seeing the weather get up into the 70s makes a lot of people want to go outside for a walk. Maybe get out their boats or even pick up their golf clubs and head over to the course. Arlena Jonathan checked in with Mill Creek Golf and Learning Center to see what they're experiencing right now.
Going for a perfect swing.
Oh, try it again.
Or at least trying to. For teaching instructor David Smith at Mill Creek Golf and Learning Center, expertise and age doesn't matter. He's trying to teach all golfers the love of the game.
There's been a lot of people from Erie County lately, young people that are just phenomenal players.
Like 10-year-old Elizabeth Hutchison. For the last 3 years, she's came down to the driving range with her grandpa, trying to perfect her swing.
When I first started, it was hard, but now I can hit a ball pretty far.
But just how far can she drive her ball?
I normally hit the 150 and the white flag's 162, Dave said, and that's where I've been driving to.
I wasn't kidding you. She's 11 years old and she can fly at 150 yards.
Not only a good way to pass the time, but during a pandemic when normal activities are limited, Smith says golf is a good way to clear your head too.
Anxiety reliever. You know, a lot of people are worried about their family and stuff like that, and every right to be, but golf's a wonderful out.
Elizabeth says she's noticed golf becoming more popular.
When there wasn't COVID, everyone had work and had to do stuff, but now everyone has time to come down and hit a couple of balls.
Don't know where to start? This young prodigy says, don't worry. It just takes some practice.
Go to any golf course near you and practice with a couple of balls or take lessons, and you can get really, really good.
So, David, we've been seeing some great weather this week. How's it looking like for people to head out on the course today?
Oh, it's looking pretty good overall. There are just a couple of isolated showers out there, but the air remains pretty dry, so those won't really be lasting too long. You can see along Upper Peach Street a little Friday traffic. Also looking to the trees, starting to take on that green look. Boy, they were really sprucing up yesterday with that 87-degree reading, the second warmest day in April history here in Erie. 66 degrees right now. We're going to keep those green bars going for the day. Really limited rain chances overall, and the lake obviously looks very inviting. Too bad it's 40 degrees out there in the waters, and folks will likely be out doing a little fishing today, just a little hiking along the Presque Isle. Temperatures, we are in the middle 60s in the area. I'm expecting them to actually close in on that 80-degree mark. We'll get into the upper 60s, or upper 70s, I should say, during the afternoon. Still 59, very refreshing in Meadville. 57, Titusville. We have 50s from Jamestown all the way back into Bradford. Right now, we're just looking at a little shower, kind of working by Springboro, Conneautville, and heading over there towards the Albion area. That's basically it. We had a couple of those showers. They are fading out over towards the mountains, and we could have another one or two during the afternoon, and even that chance for an isolated storm, but those rain chances still are not looking fantastic. As we can see, we've got them coming from the south, those showers, but there's just not much there, and anytime it interacts with the air mass over northwest PA, those showers seem to fade. All right, we're going to go to the southern Caribbean. Something very, very interesting is happening right now. There's a volcano erupting on the island of St. Vincent. And as we look at satellite, you see the stream right here? This is the smoke and the ash actually coming from the volcano. And here's what it looks like. This video is from Twitter. I mean, you can see the massive cloud, the plume going up. As a matter of fact, this does look like a cloud, doesn't it? It's producing lightning. That's how fierce these volcanoes can be, and that's how much the air is rising rapidly into the atmosphere. So a dangerous situation. Thankfully, folks are being evacuated down in the southern Caribbean. 84 degrees as we get into your Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures coming down just a little bit more as we do get some rain showers out there, especially during the first part of the day. But another record breaker is certainly possible for your Saturday today. Weather impact index, we'll keep it at a 1. Just a few isolated showers, but certainly some more sunshine to go around. We'll talk more about the 7-day forecast in just a moment. Molly?
Thanks, David. And it's the Masters Golf Tournament down in Augusta, Georgia, with some fans back out on the course. And it seems one of those fans found himself targeted. Check out this video. On hole number 7, Rory McIlroy hits an iron about 180 yards and right into his own father. Yeah, Rory's dad, Jerry McIlroy, just happened to be right in his son's line of fire. Afterwards, Rory joked that maybe this wasn't so accidental after all.
When did you find out it was your dad? as soon as I knew it was my dad when I was aiming at him, so probably 30 seconds before it hit him.
He finished the day with a 4 over par 76. He said he'd autograph a bag of frozen peas for his pops. Justin Rose with a 4-shot lead headed into today 2 of Augusta. Look for coverage on rounds 3 and 4 on WSCE. And it's definitely a great golfing weather this week, David. We want to bring in you to see, will that continue throughout the weekend?
Yeah, we got 84 degrees for your Saturday. I wonder if Rory got sent to his room. You can still do that, even to adults, right? As we continue through the weekend, we can see those temperatures, they're coming down a little bit, but enjoy Saturday. Saturday is really the pick of the weekend in terms of those outdoor activities, but we will get some rain on a Sunday, especially during the morning hours. By the afternoon, it doesn't look too bad, but I still think we'll have some areas of rain around it. Next week, temperatures coming on down just a bit. We start the week at 60, and we actually go unseasonably chilly as we continue towards the middle of the week. So we certainly have a little seasonal shift as we head into next week. Molly?
I'm not really looking forward to back in the 50s. I'm liking this nice warm weather. But thanks, guys, for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. Our next news is coming up at noon on WSCE and 12:30 on WICU. Make it a great weekend.